It's here, baby. That's right. The other day I posted makeup, the basics, the foundation, the concealer, the blush, a lot of blush. But I wanted to get into some other good stuff now. A few months ago for the August sale, I did skincare, so I'm gonna breeze through that part after this part. And I do have some additions for that area. But I wanna do some things I didn't cover in my first video from last August. And let's start in the bathroom. Ceramide body oil. This is the best body oil I've ever graced my body with. Period. I don't think I have to say anything else. It's almost always sold out during the sale, which is interesting. It's incredibly thin, so it actually doesn't sit on top of your skin. You do need about 10 minutes for it to sink in, but I love this. My trick for body oils is I don't dry off when I get out of the bath or the shower. But I like to put this on while my body's still wet, so the oil is kind of locking in the wetness, for lack of a better word. I love it. It smells really nice and fresh. It smells like the other Dr. Jart products. Nobody ever talks about it. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about it now because it's never available when the sale is happening, but I love this. When you're in the shower, I love this. It smells, first of all, I'm into scent. Oh my God. So this is the shower oil. It's a combination between an oil and a gel, honestly. I don't really use this on my body necessarily. I do sometimes, but I love to use this on my legs when I shave. It smells delicious, and there's a moisturizer that goes with it. The big one, that's the white creamy thing, that's about $52. Totally do not like that. I'm not recommending it. The one that I really like is the Latte. This is delicious. Also, I put it on when I'm still damp so it can go longer throughout the body. It goes a longer way. Yeah, Milk Veil. Delicious. Those are things in the shower, after the shower, on the body. How about the hair? I got things to say about the hair. I bought the Olaplex at the last sale and I'm really enjoying it. I use it in conjunction with another shampoo, so I might go back and forth, or honestly, I know this sounds high maintenance. If I've gone a little too long without washing my hair, I use a clarifying shampoo on the bottom third, and then I use this on the top. It's lovely. I love it. It foams up a lot. I don't know if it's got bad stuff in it, like SLS and that kind of stuff, because when something foams, it sometimes does, but I still really like the shampoo, and I'm very fussy about shampoos. And the number 6 is the styling cream, which is a life changer. I was looking at my old video from August of things that I like, and it was before I had this. Let me tell you, my hair was like frizzed city. It looked damaged and dry and crazy, and it's just frizz. Just a little bit of this changed my life. I will never, ever be without this. Love. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a separate category for machinery, but I only have 2 things that would fall under there. So I'm going to bring a little machinery into the hair area, and that is this blow dryer. This is the T3. I love it. Look, I think it's like $300, which is insanely expensive, or maybe it's $200. Still, it's insanely expensive. Don't even talk to me about the Dyson. Never, ever going to happen. I'm never going to be doing that. But I have thick hair and a lot of it. My whole life I've hated washing my hair because it takes forever to get it wet enough to foam and lather, and it takes forever to dry it. This just cuts my dry time down so much. Now granted, I have less hair than I used to because I'm getting older, but still I probably have more hair than the average bear, and this has really cut my dry time down. It's not the lightest thing in the world, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not spending as much time drying my hair. Love it a lot. Recommend. I guess we're going to go into machinery. This is the Mini Fiorio. Is that how you say it? It comes in this little packet here. I hardly ever use it. I'm not a huge device on the face kind of person. Well, not for washing anyway. But once in a while, it's nice. It has a vibrating quality. Like this morning I felt a little congested and I kind of worked it around the nose, around the eyes. And I don't know, I like to think it's a little bit of a lymphatic. I wash my face very thoroughly. I rinse my face very thoroughly. I don't leave any residue on my face. So I don't think I need this to clear out blackheads and whatnot, but I consider it more like a facial massage. Sometimes really nice in the morning. I don't use it very often, as I said, but you know, if you get the mini, this will last you for a really long time. I recommend. And my last machinery is the NuFace. I have to tell you, I got this maybe 3 years ago, and I used it exactly as described. 5 times a week. I use these balls. I use the attachment balls that look like little antenna, and I use the light. If I did the whole thing in one sitting, it was more than an hour, and I had to recharge this thing. And then I would do, you know, the balls and then the eye thing, and I'd start doing the light thing. And I just wasn't sure that I was seeing a difference. And I stopped using it. And then I started using it again, but I really didn't like what I was applying it with because you had to wash your face again, and I don't want to wash my face twice. And I stopped using it. And then I got another aloe thing, which was not so thick, so you could kind of wipe it off and then rinse your face. And I started using it again. So I've been off and on with this. I'm recommending it because I'm kind of back on. I don't really know if this is making a difference. And I have to say I'm not using it 5 times a week. Maybe it would if I did. But I am going to recommend it. If you're aging, this might help you. And by the way, Sephora has a great return policy. So give it a month. If it doesn't work for you after a month, you can return it. I think Angie from Hot and Flashy loves this and has seen tons of change. I myself, not so much. It's funny because she did a video on it after I finished my first 3 months, and I thought, well, that's weird. That's interesting. She likes it, but I'm not seeing anything. Maybe. Recommending it because it's on sale and it might work for you. While we're in the bathroom, let's talk about toothpaste. Okay, here's a weird story. I'll make it really quick. I really hate brushing my teeth. All my life, you know, I grew up on Crest, which I hated. It's like you wake up, you get ready from school, you brush your face with Crest, and I felt nauseous for the first half of the day. And I decided when I grow up, I'm not going to buy Crest, and I don't. I've tried the Colgate, I've tried different things, different flavors, but I just don't like them. This I like because it doesn't taste like toothpaste. This is the only flavor I like, but they have several flavors. Give them a try. I think they even have a set of smaller ones of different flavors. It is more expensive. It's probably about twice the price as regular toothpaste. But to me, if it makes brushing your teeth enjoyable and you're brushing your teeth more often, it's worth it. I'd rather pay $10 for this and not see the dentist as much. Just saying. Love this. And this is the flavor that I really, really adore. In the tools that are not plug-in, my light is changing. It's cloudy, so the sun's going in, sun's going out. It doesn't matter because I'm not doing makeup application. In the other tool areas, there's a couple of brushes from Sephora that I really like a lot. This is the 94. It is a foundation brush. It's a little higher in the center and trimmed and feathered around the edge, so you dap, 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 and then blend out. I really love this brush. I love it with my Kevyn Aucoin Balm, but I have also used it for liquid foundations. If you don't know, if you haven't been here before, I prefer to use my fingers for most of my foundations, but if I don't, I love this brush. Bronzer, I don't like to do a dense brush for bronzer. I don't like... I'm really kind of amazed when I see people take these big dense brushes and they just bronze their entire face. I just want to get a little bit of a sun-kissed look and be able to control how much I'm laying down. And this is not dense, and it just gives you a great application. You can use it for blush if you want, but I think it's perfect for bronzer. And I didn't bronze today, so if there's anything left on my face, on this brush, I'm going to get a little bronzed. Yay. I need it. And the last brush from Sephora that I want to recommend is this one. It's a big fat powder brush. I tend to do my powder with this so I can just get it very specifically where I want it. And because I generally kind of like a dewier look or more skin-like look, but I don't like my cheeks to be really shiny. This is what I use when My whole face is just too shiny. Maybe I put on a sunscreen that's very, very shiny, or my foundation is very dewy, but sometimes it's just, I look like a glass ball, and I don't want that. And for that, I work the powder into this brush, and then I just kind of press and roll around. I don't sweep with this. And I use this with, generally I use this with my Laura Mercier powder. And it just is very soft, does the job. Something you might like. Powder brush. Let's clean our palette a little bit with some perfume before we move on to skincare. There's not a whole lot at Sephora in the perfume world that I'm just dying to have. But for me, it's the Chloe Nomad. I love this. I have finished a bottle, which is very unusual for me. I've got a little bit left. I already bought a backup. I just don't feel like pulling it out. And the Gucci Memoir d'Odeur. Like how I said that really fast so you can't tell I'm mispronouncing it. Memoir d'Odeur. This I think is better for summer and spring because it's incredibly light. It just doesn't stick with me, and I want to smell my perfume. That's who I am. But when it's really hot, I don't necessarily want to smell my perfume because I'm miserable in the heat. But that's a lovely one, and those are the two from Sephora that I really, really like. Let's get into skincare. Skincare I already did in August, so I'm going to just hit most of these very fast, but I do have a couple of additions, so I'll start with the additions first. Dermalogica is a brand that has a couple of things I really, really like. And they're not the most expensive brand, but they're not inexpensive either, so why not get them on sale? I've mentioned these in, this one I mentioned in my exfoliation video. This is a skin resurfacing cleanser. It has lactic acid in it. It makes my skin feel soft and a little bit brighter. I'm sensitive to lactic, so I don't use it very often, but it's a beautiful cleanser for a second cleanse or for a morning cleanse. You don't remove your foundation with this. No, you don't. Who doesn't love a mask? I love a mask, and I have a lot of masks, which reminds me, I forgot to take out one of my masks to show you, but I feel like I'm a little claustrophobic with sheet masks. My favorite way to use a sheet mask is in the bath. Get in the bath, I put on the sheet mask, I run the bath, I get into the bath, I shave my legs, I do what I need to do, I might hang out there for a little while, get out of the bath and take it off. But to me, just putting it on and hanging around or watching videos online, I feel a little claustrophobic. I'm much more comfortable with a cream mask like this, and this mask is amazing. It feels so nourishing on the skin. If you're really feeling some pain, if your skin is hurting, if it's mad at you and it's like, I'm quitting, I'm not coming back, find some new skin, this is something you might want to consider. And one thing I love about this is you can travel with this easily because it comes out pale yellow, but once you spread it out, you really can't see it, and you're not egregiously shiny, so you can wear it on a plane and most people aren't going to notice it. But I will sometimes put this on the weekend in the morning, let it dry, and it doesn't get crunchy dry, and then I'll just splash some more water on, move it around and like re-wet it, and I'll do that a couple of times and leave it on for a few hours. It doesn't suck the life out of your skin. I love it. The very first oil I ever bought was a Dermalogica oil, and I have to say it's probably remains one of the best oils I have. Teeny weeny little oil is a very thin oil. I don't believe that oils are actually absorbed into the skin. I just don't. Back it up with some science. I don't think oil can be absorbed. But this is something that has a lot of nutrients in it. This is really a treatment where most oils, they're just oils. You know, a rosehip oil might have vitamin C in it, and so you get some of the benefits of that, but it's not the same as putting on a vitamin C serum, right? This, to me, is the most supercharged oil I know of and that I own. I don't use it all the time because I am a little bit sensitive to it. There's carrot seed oil in here, which is a strong vitamin A. Love. Worth checking out. Muslin cloths. This is a beautiful way to exfoliate your skin that is not abrasive. It won't hurt your skin. It won't create any tears. It's kind of like using, oh, I hate to say it, I was going to say sandpaper. It's two-ply muslin cloth, and as you use it when washing your face, it just kind of takes off that stuff that's ready to take off. It doesn't take off stuff that isn't ready yet. You know what I mean? So if you used an acid the day before and you're feeling like, I got some stuff left here, this is the way to do it. I use this about 2 or 3 times a week, but sometimes I'll go a couple of weeks without using it. It's fantastic. I don't know why more people don't talk about these kind of things. I love it. Now I'm going to get into most of the skincare stuff. I have a couple of new additions in here, but I'm just going to work them in instead of bringing them on first. And I'm going to go fast. If you want to see details on them, go to the August video and you can see what's going on with them, how I use them, what their actives are, etc. I double cleanse. This is my first cleanse. This is the only oil cleanse I've ever found that doesn't dry my skin. I know that sounds weird. I'm convinced companies that make oil cleansers put detergents in them because people are like, oh, it feels like there's a residue. And sometimes there is a residue. There's no residue with this. It leaves my face clean and soft, and I love it, and I won't be without it. Tarte Knockout. This is too strong for me. Go to the video. It has lots of good stuff in it. Lactic acid is one of them, and I'm sensitive to lactic acid, but it's great. I use it once in a while just to get my skin kind of acclimated. It's a great toner. I finally recently got the Ordinary Glycolic, and I have been using this. I thought I would do it like, a couple times a week. I have no problem with this at all, and it's a pretty strong percentage, and I've used it almost every day. Glycolic acid is really, really good for you. I think this is 7%, which is great. I've read articles that said glycolic acid at 8% can actually activate your collagen receptors and help build collagen. It's not going to take the place of retinol, but it's a good supplement for that if you're not in retin A yet. I'm thinking, well, with this and the retinaldehyde, hopefully I'm getting those signals for collagen to start producing. I really like it. It's inexpensive. You don't have to get this on sale, but wanted to mention that this is new for me and I'm enjoying it. At the last sale, I got the Laneige Cream Skin, and I really, you can see, I like it. I use it, the last couple of days I haven't been using it, and where I use it in my program kind of depends. This is an emulsion that you don't really need to shake, but there is oil in here, so I think it's a little occlusive. So sometimes I'll put on my lotion first, and then I'll put this on, and sometimes I'll put this on first, and then my lotion. In the lotion category, I don't have something to recommend because the things that I like have been discontinued, so I'm cocktailing. Now these aren't my favorite for cocktailing, but I do use them and I do like them. The Dr. Jart Liquid, which has all 5 ceramides now, and the Belif Milky. These are lovely. This is thinner than this. You can put them together. That way you're getting a little bit of moisturization and hydration at the same time. And the Laneige, sometimes I'll do before that step or after that step. The only serum that I get from Sephora is this one, the Cicapair. This is Centralia Asiatica, I think, also known as Tiger Balm. I use this when my skin is really angry and on strike. If I have done my laser a little too much, or microneedling a little too much, or if I'm testing 2 foundations in one day, my skin will not like that either. I will use this. There's also a product from the drugstore that has some of this in it. I will cocktail a couple of things with this active in it just for a couple of nights to give my face a little caress, a little sweet love, a little tenderness, to let it know I love it and I'm sorry. Eye cream. I love this. I've been using it for years, but I was looking around. I strayed. I thought there must be something better out there. I tried the Drunk Elephant. No, not so much. I tried a couple of other things that aren't at Sephora, and I'm going to go back to this. It's not, it's just good. It just hits the spot. I tend to be dehydrated and puffy and aging, and this kind of helps the puffiness a little bit, and it tends to help the dehydration a little bit, where other creams seem to work more on softening. They're more moisturizing, but they're not hydrating me. I like this one better, and I am going to be getting a new one. This is about the place where I go on with my retinol, and I love this Drunk Elephant retinol. It's the first time that I've had retinol in a daily basis on my skin. It took me a little while to break into it, but I'm so delighted I finally have something going. Really, I cannot recommend this enough. And it's in a cream as opposed to something like Differin, which is in a gel and it's drying. Differin, I think, is better suited for people who have acne. This for people like me. TLC Baby Facial. This is amazing. It's an acid mask, acid peel, whatever you want to call it. I really like this a lot. I've had bad experience with other products. This one has never hurt my skin, but it really does the job. Your skin really feels like glass after you use this. Love it, cannot say enough. Also in the same exfoliation area, I forgot to get it out, the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Daily Peels. Those are wonderful, and I use those maybe once a week. Sometimes I'll go a couple weeks without using them. Now that I'm using this glycolic, I'm using them a lot less, but those are really lovely as well. And they have packed with great ingredients. And that I spoke more about in my exfoliation video, so take a look at that. My final moisturizer. I moisturize a lot. I have the day cream and the night cream in the Caudalie Resveratrol. This is the soft cream and the other one is the night cream. They're wonderful. I've been using them for probably about 3 years. I really like them a lot. I speak in better detail in the other video. If you're looking for a new moisturizer, this is really, really a lovely one. The day cream is very emollient, so just use a little bit unless you are truly, truly dry. Where I'm not quite dry. I am with the weather's dry, but I'm kind of normal. I guess I should tell you what kind of skin I have. I assume that you might know. Duh. I'm aging. My skin is no longer producing the same amount of ceramides and the same amount of peptides and the same amount of hyaluronic acid and the same amount of elastin and the same amount of collagen that it used to. That's what happens when you get older. So I like to put those things on top of my skin. Okay, enough about my skin. Oils. In addition to the Dermalogica oil, this is a lovely oil. And I bought this a couple of years ago, but I just started using it. It's thinner than this oil. So it's great if I want to mix it with my foundation, which I did the other day, or if I just want a little bit of oil, or even under the eyes. Very nice oils. So that's 3 oils I'm handing out to you. Sunscreen. I have a lot to say about sunscreen, but not right here, not right now. I will say I prefer Korean sunscreens over American sunscreens. However, at Sephora, there's 2 sunscreens. Well, actually, there's 3 sunscreens that are really worth having. This is the Josie Maran. This is a physical sunscreen. It leaves your face very, very shiny. And I don't really like to use this under my makeup because then I have to powder down a lot. But I will use it on days where I'm not wearing makeup, or if I've woken up and I'm not ready to do my program. I'm going to take the dog for a hike and I know I'm going to get a little dirty, or I'm going to a garden, I'm going to get a little dirty. This is what I go to. It smells really nice too. Dermalogica also makes a wonderful sunscreen. This is a moisturizer / sunscreen, and it is very, very moisturizing. If you have dry skin, you're going to love it. If you have normal skin, you might want to skip your moisturizer and go straight to this because it's very emollient. It's also kind of expensive. I think it's about $75. SPF 50, and it has other benefits in it. The first time I got this, I didn't use it very often because my skin kind of reacted to it, but now that I've built it up, I use it a lot, but I hardly ever use it on its own. I mix it with other sunscreens, but it's a good one, something to consider. The other sunscreen I didn't bring out, and the other sunscreen is the Supergoop Setting Spray. I would use this more when the days are longer, so by 5 or 6 o'clock I'm thinking, really by 3 o'clock I'm thinking my sunscreen's not working. So if I'm going to go for a hike or I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to be outside, I want to reapply without taking off my makeup, that's what I use. And that is going to do it. I might have left something out, but if you check out my other video, you'll see the other things. So that's it. That is skincare, hair care, in the bath, the teeth, perfume. The only thing I need to do is color. Talk about some lipstick and eye palettes, and I'm not 100% sure I know what I'm doing for that one. I might just do a wish list video for that. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope it was informative and helpful, help you make some decisions about what you're going to get. Oh, yeah. I'm looking for my outro here. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. In the meantime, I'm wishing you a great day. Bye.